So let's move on to the next question, guys. In this question, we are given that b plus k is equals to 1, bk is equals to 0. There are two lines, y is equals to kx plus b and y is equals to bx plus k, right? And we have to find the angle between the intersection of these two lines, right? So basically, what I mean over here is that, for example, these are two lines, right? So we have to find the angle of the intersection. This, at what angle do these lines intersect, right? Okay, so tell me one thing, that bk is equals to 0, right? So bk is equals to 0, right? This means either b is equals to 0, right, or k is equals to 0, right? Any one thing has to be 0. I mean, both things also can be 0, but I mean, that will not be the case probably. So let's assume either b is equals to 0, right, and k is not equals to 0, or k is equals to 0 and b is not equals to 0, right? Okay, now tell me one thing, we are also given b plus k is equals to 1, right? So if b plus k is equals to 1, right, then in this case, if b is 0, right, then what will be k? K will be 1. Then one possibility is that b is equals to 0, k is equals to 1, right? Similarly, the other possibility is what? Uh, b plus k is equals to 1, that k is 0. So if k is 0, then b will be 1, right? So these are the two possibilities that we have. Okay, now tell me one thing, y is equals to kx plus b, y is equals to bx plus k are two lines, right? So let's take this case first. So if y is equals to kx plus b, right? So if k is 1, b is 0. So what will be the equation? The equation will be y is equals to x, right? So the equation becomes y is equals to x. I hope that we just put the values and we find this. Similarly, the second equation is y is equals to bx plus k, right? So b is 0 and k is 1. So what will be the equation? The equation will be y is equals to 1, right? Right. So the equation becomes y is equals to 1. I hope this should be pretty cool, right? Again, now let's take this case. K is 0, b is 1. So if we put k is equals to 0, right, then b is 1. So y is equals to 1, right? So this becomes y is equals to 1, right? Similarly, then when we put here, then b is 1, k is 0. So k is 0, b is 1. So this becomes y is equals to x, right? So basically, one case is this and the other case is this, and both cases are basically the same thing, right? Because we are getting the same set of lines. One line is this and the other line is this, y is equals to 1, y is equals to 1, right? So now we have to find the angle. Now tell me one thing, if we draw a graph, right, what is y is equals to x? Y is equals to x is a line which is passing through the origin, right? So y is equals to x is this line, right? So this is what? This is y is equals to x, right? Now tell me one thing, what is y is equals to 1? Y is equals to 1 is a line which is parallel to the x-axis because y remains constant. So basically, for example, if this is 1, right? So y is equals to 1 is this line, because at any given point, the distance is always 1. This distance is always 1, right? So this line basically, so these are the two lines. One line is this and the other line is this. I hope this should be clear. These are the two possible lines, right? So we have to find this angle right over here, this, or we can, so yeah, right? So we have to find out this angle if I just draw it a little more clearly, so right, so we have to find this angle, the intersection, and this angle is equals to this angle, right? I hope this should be clear. So tell me one thing, this angle is 90, right? This angle is 45. So this angle will also be 45. So this angle becomes what? This angle is also 45 degree. 45 plus 90, that is what? 135. 180 minus 135 is 45. So the answer becomes 45. I hope this should be clear, right? So just to repeat again, first we put the values. We find that there are two possible lines. One is y is equals to x and one is y is equals to 1, right? So these are the two possible lines that we achieve, right? Now to find the angle between the two lines, right? Uh, this line is y is equals to x. It passes through the origin, and this is 45 and this is 45. This is y is equals to x, right? What is y is equals to 1? Y is equals to 1 is some line like this, right? So we can also see like this, these are two parallel lines, right? This line is parallel to this. So this angle and this angle will be equal, corresponding angles. So if this is 45, this angle is also 45, right? I mean, there are multiple ways to find out the value of this, but I hope this should be pretty clear. So the angle between these two lines becomes 45 degree. I hope this should be clear.